What's got me wondering today is actually thanks to a group that I belong to, the MSP group, hosted by Ken Patterson at Pax8. Thank you very much for that group. The ABC customer model is a way for businesses to really groom the accounts that are doing the most for them and cut away the customers that are hurting them the most. So if you've never heard about it, it's actually pretty simple. Your A customers are awesome. They're the ones you want to keep. They're doing good business for you. They're fairly easy to satisfy. And when you need a reference for a lead that you're working on, they're usually the ones that you call to talk to those folks. The B customers could be better. And so this better batch of customers, although not perfect, are still paying you a fair amount of money for your services and have the potential to be moved up into your A pile. Your C customers, well, those are ones that you are going to want to cut. And you know exactly who those customers are. They're the ones that take up the most time for support. They're the ones that get angry every time something goes wrong. They're the ones that treat your employees disrespectfully. And they're the ones that pay you the least amount of money. The other cool thing about it is it will allow you to, even when you lose customers, and I will show you the math later, to be able to go after net new customers that could be Bs or As with the same amount of support that you have today. No need to hire anybody. So now before I go any further, I am going to give a disclaimer. I am going to go through some examples of math. I am going to be talking about how you can get rid of C customers. None of this is financial advice from moi. I am not a financial advisor. Now, one of the cool things is I've actually put together a list of criteria to help you sort out your A, B, and C customers. And again, this was thanks to some members from the MSP group. It's a checklist which will help you go through your customer base and figure out which ones you're going to keep, which ones you're going to groom, and which ones you're going to let go. One resource I really like for trying to get a handle on how this works, how you can actually grow by firing your customers, is called the Pumpkin Growth Strategy. And I actually found this online, biggerpockets.com. If anyone wants to go check it out, I'll make sure that there's a link in the description as well. But there are basically 7 steps if you want to grow a great pumpkin and a great customer base. Number 1 is you have to plant the right seeds. And this goes back to prospecting. We shouldn't be looking at everyone that's going to give us money as being the customers that we want to have. You've been in business long enough, you understand which customer is going to be trouble from the get-go, those bad seeds. Get them out, don't plant them. The second thing we want to do is once we have an understanding of, potentially the customers that we want to have in our base, water, water, water. You can't water them enough. Take care of them. And what you're going to notice is that some of them are going to grow and some of them are going to start withering away. And that brings us into step number 3 of the Pumpkin Growth Plan, which is remove all the diseased pumpkins. That's going to allow those healthier pumpkins to grow even better. So step number 4, weed like crazy, and this is part of the seed methodology. If there are things that are getting in the way of your customer relationship, take care of those things early, because once those weeds get out of control, it can kill your plants and it can kill your customers. Number 5, remove all of the less promising pumpkins that are still in the vine. So these pumpkins are going to look like pumpkins, but they're not going to be growing fast. They're not going to look as healthy or as beautiful as the ones that you want to keep. Number 6, nurture those special pumpkins. Number 7, just watch it grow. You're going to start seeing your account base grow in ways that you never thought possible before. And eventually it'll happen so fast, you can actually watch it unfold. Now, the thing with the ABC customer method and also with the pumpkin growth strategy is it entails you having to do some hard things and have some hard conversations. You're going to have to fire some of your customers. And as scary as that is, and believe me it is, I've worked for several organizations and had to do this myself in the past, when you're actually letting customers go, at first it is a terrifying experience. And it's never easy. There are some C customers that you have that could have started off as friends, that could have helped your business in the early days, but simply aren't pulling their weight as far as paying you what you deserve to be paid for your services. And you have those customers, I'm sure. Good news is for you, I've actually created a calculator to help you figure out how many customers you want to keep and how many customers you want to let go of, and the impact that that's going to have on your business. So let's roll up our sleeves and do the math. Let's just assume for a minute that you've got 100 customers in your base. And of those 100 customers, 50 of them are what you would classify as your A customers. And they are paying you on average about $1,900 a month. which means that for that pile of A customers, you're actually getting $95,000 a month in really good, healthy revenue. The second batch are your B customers, your better. You've got 30 of those, let's just say, for example, and they're paying you $1,500 a month for basically the same services. They're generating you $45,000 a month. So they could be paying you more, but they're kind of in the sweet spot, still profitable. Your third pile of customers, your C customers, you have 20 of those. And ouch, they're paying you only $900 a month for the same services, by the way, that your B customers and C customers are also enjoying. And you're getting $18,000 a month for that revenue and an inordinate amount of extra work and headaches. So now let's look at the future. So if we do go through the ABC customer example, the first thing you need to do is actually set up meetings with those C customers. And you're going to let them down gently. You're going to let them know that, the rates that they're paying for the services no longer line up with what your business costs and what the value is in 2021. And that they need to start paying you the market rates for the services and the expertise that you're delivering. That $1,500 a month, usually in that sweet spot in the middle, is a good place to start. Now, of course, you know what's going to happen. No one's going to be happy when they hear this. And a certain subset of customers are going to grumble their way through and move into that B pile. And a certain number of those customers are going to self-cut. They're going to leave. And make sure when you're talking about them having to leave that you do help them to facilitate finding a new home for their services, that you don't leave them hanging, right? So just like any breakup, there's no need to be mean or cruel. Let's take care of them where we can. Now let's look at the math if we do that. So if, for example, we lose, let's just say 8 of those customers, and we move 12 of those customers into the B pile, well, essentially that's going to get us to a break-even point. But there's something that's even more exciting about this exercise, is that you now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 opportunities to go after new customers to either put in that B pile or that A pile to generate you more revenue with the same staff that you have today. So that's the beauty of it, is that not only are you cutting customers, you're freeing up valuable time and space to be able to make sure that you start going after new customers to fill into those B and those A categories. Pretty cool, right? So one of the cool things about West Wonders today is that you can actually get both the criteria for determining which are your ABC customers, as well as the ABC customer calculator, completely free of charge. All you have to do is go into the description of this video. There's a link there. You can let me know which of the ones you want, and I will be happy to send them over to you. I can't thank you enough for tuning into another episode of West Wonders. I hope that this ABC exercise was useful for you and that it can help you to look at new ways to grow your business. And please don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, keep wondering.